Hello. I'm excited to spend the next few minutes talking to you about an experience that your instructor has embedded in this course, and that is called service learning. I'm Dawn Rhodes, and I serve as a service learning program coordinator here at Mesa Community College, and I'm excited to work with your instructor and all of you this semester to gain hands-on, real-world, real-life experience. And you're probably saying, what is service learning? Well, by definition here at Mesa Community College, service learning is a teaching and learning method that combines meaningful service to community with academic instruction. It's breaking down your classroom walls and having you go out and experience what your instructor is attempting to teach you. Because what's the best way most people learn? Hopefully you said by doing. Yeah, by doing. And your instructor realizes that. And that's why he's embedded it in this course. He wants you to gain hands-on experience how it is to work with clients, how to create different graphic design products that you can use in real-world, real-life experience. Let's say you're interviewing for a job and they're like, well, show me a piece of graphic design work you could do. And you're like, oh, look, in my graphic design class, I created this for this agency. This is how they used it. This is how I worked with them. This is how I communicated with them. Versus the agency saying, hey, what'd you get on your last math test? Because most of them won't ask that in the interview questions, right? They're going to ask questions more like the first. So hopefully you're excited. Can you say excited? Hopefully you're excited about this opportunity to get to work with various nonprofit and government agencies who are excited to have you do some projects for them. So I mentioned serving with organizations. One of the cool things that your instructor and I did was we reached out to our approved community partners, because you must serve at one of the agencies on our list. And we contacted them and said, hey, who has a need that our students can fulfill? And they filled out a list. And then your instructor reviewed that list to see if it met the criteria of his class, and then narrowed it down, and then is going to connect you as students in groups to then complete those tasks and complete the different assignments. One of them that's been done almost every year since I started working with your instructor, which has been a long time and it's been awesome, is one of our charter schools. His students have created the yearbooks for those students year after year. And I love to see the yearbooks that they have created. So cool thing is we already have the partners lined up. You're just going to then on your end follow up with them and then do the project. Let's see. Ooh, I need to write down. Forgive me, I wanted to remember something to share with you during this orientation. So he'll give you that list. You need to understand when you communicate with these agencies, even if it's virtual or in person, that you represent Mesa Community College. You represent your instructor, you represent our department in the college, so you don't want to ruin it for any other students who may come after you. So it's really important that you understand, okay, I'm a student, so dressing and talking professionally, I recommend all email communication be done by way of your student email address, unless you create a group email address for that group. Yet the student ones do hold a little bit of merit. One of the things that you will get to turn into me is an assumption of risk and release liability. So let me just jump there and grab that. I pulled it up. This assumption, risk, and release of liability is really important that you submit and turn in to your instructor before you start your service. So before you start your service, you're going to turn in this form. This one's dated from the dates that I had completed this orientation. So the first line here, you are going to type in your name or print in your name. I have already put in the agency, and we didn't put specific names because you may work with multiple agencies throughout this project. I put then dates, which is the very first day of the semester to the very last day of the semester. So that last day is not when your hours are due, it just covers the whole semester. It's for your sanity as well as my sanity. I need you to read and sign this. It's important that you know that you are liable and responsible for yourself and the safety of those you work with. This one takes no one else's signature unless you're under 18, and then we do need a parent or legal guardian's signature. Some of the things it talks about in here is to not be left alone with children, vulnerable populations. If things become unsafe, stop it. One of the things about this project is you might not really interact with your clients except for by way of phone, by way of virtual telecommunication, or whatever it is. So maybe some of those risks are limited, yet we still need you to understand that it's important that you are responsible for yourself as well as the safety of those you're working with. So you're going to complete this form before you start your service. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense and that you understand you're going to get this form back to me before you start your service, okay? I just get this one out of the way just so you understand what I need. And then you're going to go along and track your service. Your instructor is going to give you a way of tracking your service. I believe it's some type of spreadsheet by either way of Excel or Google Sheets that just documents what you're doing and how much time you spend on that service. And then we make certificates that say where you served, how many hours you served, your instructor, and my boss sign it. How cool is that? Great things to have for your portfolio. Because again, going back to that interview question, if they said, hey, tell me, some of the graphic design projects you've done, show me them, then you can show them. And then you can also say, and look, I got this certificate for documenting the service that I had rendered during that class. So really, really neat thing to have for your portfolio. Yet, you must serve an approved site, which we have vetted, and you need to submit all the forms, which is the assumption risk before you start your hours, and then the tracking sheet that your instructor will have you track and then gives the total hours of service that you have rendered. Easy peasy so far, right? Cool. Then the last couple things I will just show you is I'm going to just pull up our department's website. Myself there. This is our department's website. I invite you to come visit here. It's www.mesacc.edu/getengaged, or you can type out this whole long thing, mesacc.edu/getengaged. And these buckets up here do change. So I encourage you to visit our website because there are a lot of scholarships and awards for U.S. students that you can get. The scorecard, this is for doing different civic engagement activities, and you can earn digital badges for those. And then you'll see we have awards and scholarships. What I wanted to actually point out is the Making a Difference grants. And let me pull that up. There it is. So I went under Grants and Special Projects, Making a Difference grants. We have funds not to pay you, yet to support your service learning projects. And one of the projects I have loved is students have, for the last several years, supported a charter school and designed their yearbooks. And then they have applied for the grant to help fund the creation and binding of those yearbooks. And I loved, because they get shipped to my office, I've loved seeing what the students have created, and then also being able to give back to the community and support the school. So I highly encourage you to come check out this Making a Difference grant and fill out the application and get it back to me as soon as possible, because you're not necessarily always going to just be funded just because you submit it. I have to approve it, and it does take time. It does take time to get approved and things like that. So you want to make sure you get it in and it relates to what you're doing. The grants are not just about buying stuff to donate. It's really about helping you be better at your service. So that yearbook example, they helped create yearbooks to give to the kids, right? If I've had some students who've done stuff for different, like food banks or other organizations, are like, hey, I know we created this brochure, yet we really want to donate food, and so then they've applied, and I'm like, no, we're not about buying and donating stuff. So the yearbooks have been one. I think printing and binding we've helped, printing of things we've helped support, and I forget the other grants we've funded, yet it's really, really cool. So that is the Making a Difference grants. I encourage you to apply for them, and yeah, read the information. If you have questions, you can email me. I'm going to show you in the contacts page. I would like you to send all your service learning paperwork, the assumption risk. You can send it to me. So my contact information is, I'm Dawn Rhodes. Here I am. Oh, there we go. The Service Learning Program Coordinator. You can see my email address. So go ahead and shoot me an email. I would prefer and request that you, in the subject line, put your 5-digit course number. It typically begins with a 3. Then your course name, and then your instructor's last name. So the 5-digit course number beginning with 3, course name, ART283, and then your instructor's last name, Todd. That helps me know what class that this paperwork ties to. Okay, so you're going to email me that paperwork before you begin your service, and then your hours, either you are or your instructor is. It varies each semester, so stay tuned to that. So again, going back to our department's website, there's a lot of opportunities for you, so I really encourage you to look for them. So as I mentioned, I'm Dawn Rhodes. I'm the Service Learning Program Coordinator. I really hope you are excited about this opportunity to serve the community with your talents that you have and the things that you're learning in this course. I remember when I was a student at ASU, and I got to plan the most epic teddy bear party. I was a recreation major, and so we planned different activities for kids. Yet I did it, and it just sits in a binder. I never got to experience if what I had planned would really work. So I have no clue if what I had planned out would be a flop or if it would have been a success. The cool thing with this is you get to see what works, what doesn't work, where you can improve, where maybe where you have strengths and things like that. So I'm excited. I hope it is an awesome semester. I look forward to getting any emails from you or your instructors if you have any questions or need assistance. You can also email our department or reach out to any of the staff. I'm your main point of contact for this class. Wishing you a wonderful and successful semester. Make it a great day.